Trump pauses all U.S. military aid to Ukraine after angry clash with Zelensky. U.S. President Donald Trump has paused military aid to Ukraine following his clash with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy last week, a White House official said, deepening the fissure that has opened between the two one-time allies. The move comes after Trump upended U.S. policy on Ukraine and Russia upon taking office in January, adopting a more conciliatory stance towards Moscow, and after an explosive confrontation with Zelensky at the White House on Friday, in which Trump criticized him for being insufficiently grateful for Washington's backing in the war with Russia. President Trump has been clear that he is focused on peace. We need our partners to be committed to that goal as well. We are pausing and reviewing our aid to ensure that it is contributing to a solution, said the official on Monday, speaking on the condition of anonymity. The White House had no immediate comment on the scope and amount of aid affected, or how long the pause would last. The Pentagon could not provide further details. Zelenskyy's office did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment, nor did the Ukrainian embassy in Washington. On Monday, Trump again said Zelensky should be more appreciative of American support after earlier responding angrily to an Associated Press report quoting Zelensky as saying the end of the war is very, very far away. This is the worst statement that could have been made by Zelensky, and America will not put up with it for much longer. Trump wrote on Truth Social, using an alternative spelling of the Ukrainian leader's name. Since Russia's invasion 3 years ago, the U.S. Congress has approved $175 billion in total assistance for Ukraine, according to the Nonpartisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. The Trump administration inherited $385 billion worth of congressionally approved authority to dip into U.S. arms stocks for Ukraine. But given the growing row between Washington and Kyiv, it was already unlikely for that assistance to be used. Monday's move goes beyond the no new aid stance Trump had taken since assuming office, and appears to halt deliveries of military equipment approved by Biden, including munitions, missiles, and other systems. But Trump also suggested on Monday that a deal to open up Ukraine's minerals to U.S. investment could still be agreed despite his frustration with Kyiv, as European leaders floated proposals for a truce in Russia's war with its neighbor. The Trump administration views a minerals deal as America's way of earning back some of the tens of billions of dollars it has given to Ukraine in financial and military aid since Russia invaded 3 years ago. When asked on Monday if the deal was dead, Trump said at the White House, "No, I don't think so." Trump described it as a great deal for us and said he would give an update on the situation on Tuesday night when he addresses a joint session of Congress. In an interview on Fox News, Vice President J.D. Vance called on Zelensky to accept the minerals deal. If you want real security guarantees, if you want to actually ensure that Vladimir Putin does not invade Ukraine again, the very best security guarantee is to give Americans economic upside in the future of Ukraine, Vance said. Zelensky has made clear that a ceasefire must carry explicit security guarantees from the West to ensure that Russia, which holds about 20% of its land, does not attack again. Trump has refused to give any such guarantees. Beyond the military portion, U.S. assistance to Ukraine also includes budgetary assistance, largely delivered through a World Bank trust fund, and other funds that had been delivered through the U.S. Agency for International Development, which has been throttled by the Trump White House. The U.S. decision left many questions unanswered, including whether munitions for the already delivered weapons systems can now be supplied, or if the U.S. would still share intelligence with Ukraine on target identification and missile launches. Key members of congressional oversight committees were not notified of the decision, including those on the Senate Armed Services Committee, a person with knowledge told Reuters. Razum for Ukraine, a Ukrainian advocacy group, condemned the White House's decision on aid. By abruptly halting military assistance to Ukraine, President Trump is hanging Ukrainians out to dry and giving Russia the green light to keep marching west, the group said in a statement. Prior to the White House's decision to halt its aid, European nations were rallying around Zelensky and trying to hatch a peace plan. Privately and sometimes publicly, officials are fuming at what they see as a betrayal of Ukraine, which had enjoyed staunch support from Washington since Russia's invasion. France, Britain, and potentially other European countries have offered to send troops to Ukraine in the event of a ceasefire, something Moscow has already rejected, but say they would want support from the US or a backstop. There are clearly a number of options on the table, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's spokesman said. Reporting by Andrea Shalal and Graham Slattery. Additional reporting by Idris Ali, Aaron Banco, Steve Holland, Lydia Kelly, Mike Stone, and Jasper Ward. Writing by James Oliphant. Editing by Humaira Pamuk and Michael Perry. Reuters.